Hey, welcome back, guys. Lots happened since I've made my last video. I've got a gigantic surge of players joining recently. Even had to whitelist it for a little bit because it was just getting too chaotic and I wasn't really ready to release the server. But anyways, I am back making a video to show my players how to make travel pads. The way travel pads work are basically when you make one, you name it, and they are connected to all other travel pads. But in order to teleport to another travel pad, you need to know its name. So just because you make a travel pad and name it, doesn't mean you can necessarily teleport to everyone else's because you must know their name first. So I want to start off... before I do start, I have one of my players on with me right now. The server's a little quiet right now, I think, because most people are in school, but someone just now joined, so that's cool. But yeah, Gregory, this dude's pretty cool. I'm really starting to like him, and he's been playing a lot, so I hope he sticks around. But anyways, I want to start off with this, how to make a travel pad. You will need 1 obsidian and 4 bricks. And the way you build your travel pad is that you put the obsidian down, and then you put the 4 bricks around the obsidian. Now, normally after you do this, you have to put a bucket of water on top of the obsidian, but for some reason it tends to do it automatically for me. But if it doesn't for you, then you need to remember you have to put down a bucket of water on top of the obsidian. And okay, it didn't do it for me. So before you create this, I want to let you know that you need to think up a name for your travel pad. Do it before you actually create it, because once you create it, you have about 30 seconds to get on top of the travel pad and type in the slash commands to name it, and most people have trouble with this. I have some signs right here that sorry about that. I have some signs here with just a couple of commands that you need to memorize. You can always just type in slash travel pad and it'll pop up the 4 commands. But you can always pause and look at these. I'll go over them later. I just want to rush through and make sure I get all this in one video. So anyways, you've made your travel pad, but you want to actually activate it now and name it. So before you pour the water on top of it, you need to think up a name, and you also need to know that it costs 250 gold, in-game gold for this server. So if you don't have the money, it's not going to work. So let's say you have the money and you're ready to create it and you already know your name, so you drop the water, and as you can see, it turns into that. And then if you notice the command that popped up on my screen, you have to put that in. So you hop up on the travel pad and face whatever direction you want. It's kind of like when you make a teleport. Let's say I want to face this way, and then you have to type in slash travel pad space name, and then you space again, and then this is the name you're going to make it. So let's say test. Oh, oops, I'm going to have to choose another one. Travel pad. See what I mean? I took too long and it deleted. It expired, so we're going to have to think up a new name really quick. Okay, we'll just do test 1. So you get on, type travel pad, space, name, space, and we'll try test 101. I know that's not used. And voila, now this won't delete. Now this can be griefed. You can destroy this and get a little bit of your money back, or other players can destroy it and just mess up your travel pad in general, and you won't be able to port back to it anymore. It deletes the name and everything. But now that this is called Test 101, from now on, if you're in this area and you stand on this travel pad, you can teleport to any other travel pad that you know of that has a name. For instance, I have one called Castle in my castle area. Also, you need to know that in order to teleport, you need to have an Ender Pearl. So if you want to go one way and come back, make sure you have 2 Ender Pearls. So let's do this. To do this, you need to stand on it and type travel pad space TP, and then you put in the name of the other travel pad you want to go to. So I'm going to Castle, and as you can tell, it teleported me. So let's say I want to warp back. You need to stand on. You can stand on any travel pad, to be specific, and then types slash travel pad TP and then the name, which I just made test 101, right? So there you go, and now you're back. So that is the basics of how this works. I hope you understand. Also, another thing, when it comes to raiding or just finding a new travel pad in general, like let's say I'd never seen this one before, and I'm coming to it for the first time, and I tell myself, well, hey, I'd like to warp to this, but I don't know the name. To do that, you stand on top of it and type slash travel pad I. The I stands for identify, but that's the shortcut, so you can just put travel pad I. And then as you can say or see, it is called Test 101. So from this point on, you know that this one is called Test 101. So if you're somewhere in the world and want to come back here, you just have to, write down the name or something, or just remember. And that is how it works. And if at any time you want to delete your travel pad for whatever reason, because maybe you're moving, that's how you do it with that command. All players can do this on their own, and they can only make one travel pad. So wherever you put it, make sure that's where you want to be able to travel to from other travel pads. So I want to finish this up and not ramble too much, but I hope people understand this. Just remember, you got to have 1 obsidian, 4 bricks. You build it the way I showed you, and then you put water on it, and you also need the money. And you have to actually do a teleport on top of it. You have to have ender pearls, so that's another requirement. And you just need to remember the names for the telepads. There's no in-game list to see them. They're all by memory, or you write them down or make a sign. But keep in mind, if someone else finds this travel pad, they can stand on it and identify it too, and then they'll be able to port here as long as that's there. So I hope that covers the whole travel pad thing, and I hope I don't have to answer any more questions on this. So I appreciate you all for watching, and we'll talk to you all later.